Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Elise here of Plan with Elise, and today is a release today's video is a release that I love and wait for all year long. We have the Mojo Jojo Plans dating collection. The date of release is TBD, so the video description will have all of that information. But as always with Mojo Jojo Plans, you can use code Elise10 for a discount on your order. So let's talk about what is going to be included. We have a Date the Dates sticker book in black and white, gray maybe. We have a rainbow Date the Date sticker book, and we have a jewel tone Date the Date sticker book. Jewel tone is $22 plus shipping. It's 35 pages. Rainbow is 45 pages. It's $25. And then the original color, black and white gray, is $24. This has 42 pages. We also have small add-on sheets. So we have some 2026 headers in black. We have them in rainbow. And then we have them in jewel tone, two different jewel tones. So these are the small ones. These are the large. So jewel tone 1 and jewel tone 2. Sorry, turning it this way for you. Okay, so you'll be able to pick up these extras. You can also pick up bundles. The bundles are going to be excluded from discounts, so you can't use code Elise10 on bundles. But if you are shopping a bundle, you could always use the link in the description of the video if you want to support me. Now we have clear month tab stickers. These are going to be available in 6 different fonts. I have 3 fonts here. I think we're not focused. Here we go. And you'll have 2 sets of each one to be able to label the tabs in your planners. So that is everything that's included. Let's take a look. We are also, of course, going to be doing some planning with these. So this is the black Date the Dates. This is 42 pages, $24. And we have our paper stickers, the full days of the week, but also the abbreviated ones and the months, the abbreviated months as well. Typically, when Mojo Jojo Plans creates these sticker books, she makes sure that she fits as much as possible in the book. So there may be like dates that are on different pages, things like that, but we'll take a look. Then we have the months of the year, and then the shortened months, and then you have the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of numbers on this page and 2 pages of those. Then we have holidays, so things like Dia de los Muertos, Indigenous Peoples Day, my birthday, Rosh Hashanah, Galentine's Day, first day of each season, Super Bowl. We don't usually see Super Bowl. Then we have the tiny ones. These are going to be perfect for your monthly. And then we have these open style stickers. I love these because you can add color in them a little bit if you want to match your spread. The months. And then the dates. And the holidays. And then the tiny month stickers. These are great for undated planners. Now we have more of a script font, so it'll follow like that same process or the same pattern. The larger dates, holidays, and the month. Next font is kind of like a, I don't want to say, maybe a little bit more of a typewriter font. And I use these all the time. I use them when I'm redating spreads. I use them just to add a little bit of fun into a regular spread that's already dated. And now we have more of like a handwritten cursive. So a lot of font options here to choose from, depending on the style that you want your spread to be. And then the months. Now we have a skinnier font. And you'll get all the same stickers with each of the fonts. And then the months. So that is Date the Dates, the black version. Next up, we have the rainbow version, which has 45 pages. So actually more than the black one, but you're going to have kind of the same process here, just with different colors. So you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. And then you have all the months, or all the tiny stickers for dating your monthly. And then the holidays. Then we have the next font in each color. And you'll get 1 month's worth of weekly dates in each color. And then the monthlies, holidays. Then we have the script. I'm going through this quickly because these are all the same. They're just different colors. And, you know, once we pass each font. Pink, monthlies, holidays. Now we have kind of that typewriter style. I really like this one. This is definitely a new one, and it just feels very clean. I also love that these are all on paper because clear stickers don't make as much sense to me when you're trying to date a planner. I mean, if it's an undated planner, fine, but trying to redate, because then you have to cover up whatever's underneath it, and it's a lot harder. Then we have the handwriting. And pink. And then the holidays, and then the months. So that is rainbow, and rainbow is $25. Then we have the jewel tone, which is a little smaller. It's 35 pages, so I'm interested to see. I would guess that maybe we're just missing one font here, and this one is $22. So you have the jewel tone colors. I know that when I'm doing a spread, sometimes like the true rainbow green isn't always going to be the perfect match. So now you're going to actually, with the jewel tone, we're seeing a lot of varieties, kind of in like the color families versus each page being a different color. But you will have every month in the specific color that you're looking at. These are pretty. These are going to match a lot more. And then the holidays. And then we're just continuing with the same groups of colors. So that's why there's less pages, fewer pages, because instead of each page being one color, you have a variety, which is a smart way to map it out. Then we have scriptish font, more of like hand lettered, I'd say. And then your months, holidays, now the typewriter. And like I said before, this is one of my favorite Mojo Jojo Plans releases of the year because I use these stickers all the time. These are pretty. I really like this set. And the holidays. So there you go. Those are the 3 sticker books. Again, jewel tone, rainbow, and date the dates, in addition to the large and small date the date stickers and the clear month tab stickers. So yes, we have new nails. I took a couple of weeks between filming the flip through and doing this part because I really wanted to figure out how I wanted to showcase these stickers in a different way than just doing a planner spread. So I have this notebook here. This is an Elise Brienne design notebook. I had gotten it on sale and it's really good paper and it's a nice size notebook and I just really like it and I haven't really found a use for it yet. And years ago, and I say years ago because I remember I was in, I think my apartment, my studio apartment when I was doing this, which means it was probably 2019 when I was doing this. I had made a 30 days of gratitude little micro notebook in my planner, or not in my planner. I made a micro, like Happy Planner micro, and I really loved it. And I wanted to do something similar, especially as we are hitting November. When I'm filming this, it's actually October 31st. So this is the perfect day to do it. And we're going to use these stickers. But first, I just want to decorate an opening page here. So I pulled out Autumn Allure by Live Love Posh. And I just kind of wanted to use some like florals, but that felt fall themed. Maybe something else. There's so many fall stickers this year. You know what we're going to do instead of that sticker book is I think we're going to use, if I can find it, the Amber Plans Her Day fall collections. Because this one definitely has the types of stickers that I'm looking for. Yeah, like these. Or even these. I think we're going to use these. So now I know that I have a lot of journals going on. I have a regular journal. I have a memory keeping journal. I have my 1 line per day. I've got a lot, but I really wanted this setup to be focused on gratitude, and maybe it's something that I'll continue beyond November, because I think that gratitude is something that we should, you know, express and work through all the time. I was watching someone on TikTok the other day. I don't remember who it was, but she had, the video is mostly about her like morning routine. She gets up at 4 a.m. and goes about a very like long 4-hour morning routine before she starts her day. And it includes things like going to the gym, having breakfast. But a big part of her morning routine is actually practicing gratitude. And the more that she writes down gratitude every day, the more she's reminded each day to think about gratitude and have it be a part of her, you know, everyday routine. And I think that that's really good. You know, when we think of gratitude, I think that there's things that we're all grateful for. Every day there's things that I'm grateful for. Today I'm grateful because yesterday I had a really horrible migraine. It was a really bad rainy day here, and my migraine was so bad to the point that I was actually vomiting, and that hasn't happened. Well, it hadn't happened to me since I was a child. That's how I used to experience migraines when I was a kid. It happened in September as well, which is like a little concerning that it's now happening twice and it hasn't happened in probably 30 years. But today I'm definitely worn out and tired. I call it the migraine hangover, but I'm also just really grateful to not be in the kind of pain I was in yesterday. I'd say yesterday I was in like a 10 pain. There was actually a point in the day that I was debating whether I needed to go to the emergency room. Today, thankfully, I'm not in that kind of pain. I'd probably call it like a 2. So what I'm trying to do today, as you know, Fridays are my days off. What I'm trying to do today is just get a little bit done, but very slowly, not push myself. It is 10:43 in the morning, and I relaxed on the couch for a while. I took a hot shower, and now we are sitting here. I anticipate this being maybe a long video, so hopefully you don't mind that, but just kind of like getting some things done. In terms of my must-do list today, I really only have one thing on my must-do list, and it's not what we're doing right now, but I'm still brainstorming that project. Other than that, I don't really have much that I have to do besides just take care of myself. So anyway, when we're going back to gratitude, when I'm thinking about gratitude, I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful for my amazing fiance who took care of me last night, and I'm grateful for having off on Fridays. There's a lot that I do have gratitude for, but sometimes I want to remember to look at the little things every day that aren't those like very obvious things of gratitude, and just kind of remember those. So that is part of why I wanted to do this. Okay, now that we have that very long page in, I'm thinking of writing November. I know that we have dating stickers, but those are a little bit smaller. I want to use those for something else. So I think what we're going to do here is November has 8 days. So let's do I have to be mindful of the spacing here. I should have started in the middle the way that I do when I'm using stickers. We're just gonna have to make this E a little bit thicker. Yeah, not ideal. I would definitely space this out better if you're replicating it, but it's not horrible and it's not going to prevent me from using it. Now I'm realizing I'm gonna run into a little bit of trouble. It's fine. Certain things are not worth redoing. Okay, November. And then we're going to take my mild liner and write gratitude. I'm not even counting out the letters here, I'm just doing it. Let's do an I here. Okay. Now, this is also a really great project if you have a lot of journals or extra pages. Let me spell this right before I talk. Okay, again, not perfect, but I'm okay with that. I feel like we love in our community, we love journals and we love planners and we love paper and all the different types of things. And if you're looking for an extra use for them, this is a really good idea. It's not necessarily something that you have to fill up the entire month. I think it would be a little crazy, not crazy, but it would be difficult to fill, oops, I smudged, a journal up within a whole month, but maybe this is something that I continue. And then maybe over here, we just put 20, 25. Okay. I probably want to give that like a moment to dry so it doesn't like fold over onto the other page. So while that's drying, let's talk about the stickers and how I want to use these. Oh, I really smudged a lot over there, didn't I? Okay, let's fix that. Well, I'm not going to fix it. I'm literally just going to take a little scrap here. This is, I don't know, on the side of my desk. It's a Planner Kate like freebie. And I'm just going to kind of wipe that so that it is dry because I feel like we need to get into it. Now, what I've done is I've come up with, and by come up with, I mean use ChatGPT for it, 30 different gratitude journaling prompts. What I've seen a lot of people do with a gratitude journal is list out the days and then they just write one thing they're grateful for each day. Because I really want to focus on experiencing let me get my words. Focus on bringing gratitude into my everyday. I wanted to dedicate a different day for every page. So here's what we're going to do. November. And then I need to find the number sticker that goes along with that. No, is there no number sticker for that color? Well, oh, over here. Okay. So November 1st. And then I think that may be the only color there. So let's take November 2nd. Okay, and now we'll add in the first two prompts. So I'm gonna grab, which pen do I wanna use here? I think I wanna use my Zebra Sarasa R.5. So my favorite two pens right now are my Zebra Sarasa R.5 and my Zebra Sarasa R.4. I tend to use this one in my memory keeper. I tend to use this one in my journal and my planner. I wanna use two different pens here because they're gonna have a different look. So the only thing I'm wondering is if I want to put the prompt in like a box or something. And I don't know that I'm going to have boxes big enough for all of the prompts that I want to include. But let's look at something. Like I have Autumn Shapes here by Mojo Jojo Plans. I don't know if I really want to use shapes. I think I just want this to be kind of simple. So we're going to put that back. And the first prompt is, oh, wrong pen. I wanted to use this pen. What are 3 things I'm grateful for today, big or small? Now, this is a very common gratitude question, right? That's not necessarily going to be a deep dive into gratitude, but it is going to help me kind of get on track. Another one is, what made me smile today? And why did it matter to me? Okay, continuing. Let's choose the next set. So we have this purple November. So we're just going to kind of try to get these down somewhat quickly. Like I said, I'm not really in a rush today. And I also know that with the way we're setting this up, this is going to take a while. I may get to a point where I'm like, maybe we do some of this off camera if I start to realize that this is going to be like an hour-long video. But my goal here is kind of twofold. One is to show you some different ways that you can use these types of stickers, and another is to talk to you about gratitude. So I can answer some of these as I go, honestly. I also thought about printing these out and putting them on sticker paper, but I kind of just wanted this to all be my writing. So what's something I often take for granted, but deeply appreciate? And I think to answer that question, I mean, my answer may be different when I come down to journal, but my answer to that question is just being raised in America, honestly, not just America, but New Jersey, and a really beautiful part of New Jersey, and having a loving family, and, you know, the privileges that I was basically born into. Life hasn't always been easy, but there are certain things that I've been able to accomplish and experience just because of, you know, who I was born into. And I think that that's something that, especially in the state of the country we're in now, I really, you know, don't want to take for granted and I want to appreciate. The next one is going to be describe a simple pleasure that brings me joy. And that would be something like, when I think of a simple pleasure, the first thing that comes to my mind is my off work day routine. Not like Friday, but just any day that I'm not necessarily working and I don't have somewhere to be. And that is like making a cup of coffee, sitting on the couch, watching usually 2020 or something else like that, and just kind of slowly starting my day. Being able to slowly start my day, which is something I feel like I don't get to do a lot, is something that I definitely appreciate when I can do it. So that's something that is definitely a simple pleasure and brings me a lot of joy. Okay, who are you most grateful for right now and why? I don't love the phrase of most grateful for, because I think I should have just written down who are you grateful for right now. Um, I should have done the right now. Let me do that. Okay. And then the next one is who, oh wait, did I do this right? I think I skipped one, but that's okay. We don't have to go in order. Who or what made my day easier today? That's a good one. And that's something that may change day to day. Okay, continuing, we have there was a release that I had to pause for. So sometimes on Fridays, especially when I'm doing plan with release work, I have to be mindful of the timing, because Fridays tend to be a lot of planner launches. So we have, am I right on dates here? This is why I sometimes mess these up. So November 7th and November 8th. I think that maybe it's going to be easier for me to just kind of go through and get these dated. So let's see how many I can actually do with one sticker book. I know that we have the dates for all of them, but the words are where I think things may get challenging. I also see that the sun is coming in pretty bright, so I may need to close my curtain. November 9th. That's one of the tough things too. My son is really good, meaning like when I say good, not, right on my desk in the morning. But then by like 11 a.m., which it is right now, it's 11 on the dot, it starts to come in pretty bright. And that's not always great for YouTube videos. So I feel like sometimes I'm trying to navigate like timing and plan everything based on the time of the day. So let's just move over here and kind of pull that curtain back a little bit. Okay, I think that helped. So now we need November 11th, November. I think after I get to November 11th, I may just date all of these on my own, because I feel like it's going to take a really, not a really long time to do this. I would guess maybe like 10 minutes, but I also don't know if it's something that like you want to be sitting here watching, and maybe you want the focus to be the gratitude. So let's get November 11th and 12th down. So we have a gray. And as I do this journaling each day, if I feel like I don't really have enough to write and I want to add decor into it, I can. The idea here is just kind of focusing on this space. Okay, so it's 11:08 now, which means it took like less than 10 minutes to be able to get this all down. So let's continue with these prompts. So the 6th, then we have the 7th is write a letter. You don't have to send it to someone who's made a positive impact on your life. When I think of people who have made a positive impact on my life, aside from my family, I think of teachers, my youth group advisor who has made impact on my life. November 8th, we have what qualities do I admire? I think that not all of these are super focused on gratitude, but I think that each of them have hints of gratitude that are going to help, excuse me, with that practice. Like if I think of qualities that I admire in someone, I think of like trust and loyalty, and I really admire like when someone checks in and stuff like that. that is stuff that I can be grateful for each day as it happens. How has someone shown you or me kindness recently? And then the 10th, who has supported me through a tough time and what did that mean to me? Okay, let's get this finished. So I think that we may stop the video here and I'll just fill in the rest of these off camera because I think that this is a really good practice. What I'm going to do is save all of these and put them in like a Google Doc or something, a printable in the description of this video so that if you want to do something like this and just steal these prompts, you're welcome to. So I'll add that in the description, but I think that this is a really good start. And then just like, even while this video is uploading, I'll go in and fill in the rest. I don't know if we need to fill them all in on camera, but I think that this is going to be a really good journal for me and I'm excited to use it. Again, this is an Elise Brienne designed journal. So let's just talk again about the Mojo Jojo Plans release. We have Jewel Tone Date the Dates, which is what I used here. We have Rainbow Date the Dates, Black Date the Dates. We also have the 2026 Jewel Tone 1 and 2, and then the Rainbow, and then the Black. And then we have the side tabs as well. So this release is on the 5th at, I forgot what time it is. I know I said it at the start of the video, but as we know now, that was a while ago. Here it is. I know I had a little card with the time. Sorry, it's the migraine hangover that's preventing me from being able to think properly. It's usually at 9 a.m. Mountain, so I'm going to assume that it's 9 a.m. Mountain. I'll put that in the description. Yes, 9 a.m. Mountain. So if you are on the East Coast like me, that is 11 a.m. Code Elise10 will give you a discount. I think that there may be a bundle option with this. If you buy the bundle, you usually can't use a discount code. But if you are buying it and you go through my link, I'll still earn credit for your order. So as always, I appreciate you taking that step to go through my link. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, I'll put the PDF or whatever I format it with the prompts in the description as well. And this journal is from Elise Brienne Design. I'll also link that, spelled differently than me, Elise. But I really love Elise Brienne Design as a person and I love her products. And this is just a really fun project for just me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate your support and I'll see you next time.